So there was a woman that says that she is a therapist. Now, of course, I'm going to say up front, she's representing herself. I don't want this to be indicative of all sisters who's out there being therapists. And there are great sisters out there who are being therapists and helping the people who are coming to them. But I want you to watch this particular woman. And unfortunately, due to the comment section is why I'm making this video that came from TikTok. This is an issue, and brothers, be very careful when you're selecting a so-called therapist. Let's review it.
Say you need to expand your emotional vocabulary. It's so your life can be easier. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your... I think yes, right?
What kind of so-called therapist would be saying that? You want to communicate with your, B word. I mean, most women don't like that word. So why are you putting that out there? And you're supposed to be a so-called therapist? Let's continue this one.
Long gone are the days where you can just shut down. This is not tolerating that. Like, it used to be where men provided financially or with schmeat and just can make their own self come and we can pay for our own. So I'm gonna need y'all to catch up on the emotional part. If a is telling you, I need you to communicate more, open your mouth. But you know what I realized? And let me back up. A common misconception about me as a clinician is that 90% of my clientele have been men, Black men specifically. And what we specifically work on is expanding their emotional vocabulary, because a lot of y'all don't even have the words to express how you're feeling. So
Black men, you going to her? This is the woman that you're going to. That woman gonna cause you more trauma and problems because she be the main one to get on the internet and discuss your problems with everybody. Probably eventually drop a name.
When you expand your vocabulary and knowledge of what you are experiencing, because y'all are human beings who experience feelings and emotions and don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all ain't had to choke that shit down since 2016. Anyway,
What did the hell she just say? That doesn't make sense.
If y'all are not in therapy, expanding your emotional vocabulary, your life just off top is going to be more difficult.
Now, you didn't learn one word because you keep saying emotional vocabulary. What does that even mean? Emotional vocabulary. Who freaking cares? Most of the time, if a man is coming to seek some sort of therapy, it's usually due to past trauma. Maybe some issue in his life where he kind of stuck. He can't get past it. Help him get up and go. It's something, right? Most men now want to hear all that emotional trauma and how to talk to some woman. A woman is usually the last thing on a man's mind when he's going to any kind of therapy.
When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you expand your awareness of yourself. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you understand how you can navigate in this weird world that is so hard on y'all. Like, let's acknowledge that the world is very difficult for y'all, but y'all are not making it any easier, bruh. You're not. When they're telling y'all to go to therapy, it's not for us, it's for y'all sad mother.
Oh boy, this is sad. This woman is sad. Every other word out your mouth is some profanity. You can't even disseminate the English language enough to communicate a video. But you talking about somebody with emotional vocabulary. What about you just getting a regular vocabulary, female? How about you picked up the dictionary and learned other words besides mother effer? An idiot that never been to school. That's the kind of words they choose to use. They don't know much.
Go to therapy. Talk about that shit that's on your chest. You don't have to choke that down no more. Y'all are doing a disservice to yourself. And so let me sum this up. Y'all told to elevate our standards, and at the cost of us elevating y'all standards, y'all got axed because y'all didn't elevate either. They're not tolerating emotional abuse, emotional neglect. Step it up. Go talk to somebody. Go expand your emotional vocabulary so your life can be better, bitch. All right. Go in peace.
And she finishes off the video with the common whore stamp of approval, smacking her butt on a video. Any man that go to that woman, you are crazy as hell. And if you do see this video and listen to that video, you better get rid of that woman quick. I mean, this, I don't know, y'all. I don't know these people today, and they wonder why women like her that speak like her, and you wonder why you're single, and you wonder why nobody won't deal with your behind. Because these women that you're talking about who could provide for themselves and get themselves off and all this sort of thing, eventually that gets tiresome. Because you know what? When real life hits, like a recession, inflation, high gas prices, pandemics, natural disasters, things that your toys can't get you out of, only a man can get you out of. Or when they shut down your job, and most of your jobs are administrative jobs, you don't do jobs that's actually out there, building the roads or bridges. You're not in the oil and gas like that. You're not in essential services, too much, other than, okay, if you are in the hospitals, that's different, but the majority isn't in that. That's why when everything shut down with the pandemic, a lot of you was out of work. But if you notice, a lot of men stayed working. Because the men work a lot of jobs that's essential to keep society going. See, all that mouth that she's speaking and how she's running off on her mouth is because you're comfortable. But in a little minute, and you're not comfortable. This woman here, like I said, has no answers at all. She can't even speak, the English language, obviously. Like, look, if I'm going to go to a therapist, I'm going to look up her background. I'm going to make sure to find out what college she went to. I'm going to look at her headshot. I'm going to look at everything, because I'm not going to go just to anybody. No. And to me, a therapist has a certain look, a certain professional look, something to respect. Now, someone say, well, shoot, just because they don't dress that way don't mean, like, look, when you take a time to sit up there and have a professional look, you know how to use the English language, you took the time to go to school or whatever the case may be, then that's some criteria for me to even respect you. And I'd better not see no videos on TikTok of you talking like this, because I can't even respect you at that point. So any man that's dealing with this woman right here is supposed to be your therapist, run. And I'm gonna tell black men something. You can't go talk to black men as well, as your therapist. There's nothing against the sisters. They got some great sisters as therapists out there, and I support them. I rock with them. But you're gonna also talk to brothers. Because sometimes brothers, understand what we go through in this country as black men. I mean, the sisters can empathize and they can sympathize for sure. Maybe they have a son so they can understand some things, or have some brothers. But we as black men walk in these shoes. So if you have anything issue with you being a man, you may need to holler at one of the brothers. Just saying. But y'all let me know what y'all think about, this woman here. She's supposed to be helping black men. She say 90% of her clients are black men, and this is the way she feel about them. Just taking their money and not helping them whatsoever.